Okay, I'm doing the sheeting on the side, the west side. The wind's really picked up. It's pretty stupid to be up here trying to hold 4x8 sheets. I've gotten blown around a little bit, but not too bad. Of course, I've only got about maybe 4 more sheets to go and then I'm done. But I'm in here. So I'm up. This is the lift they said I couldn't fix. It's working great. I'm up, I think the peak is right at about 38 feet maybe, something like that. But I'm cutting out the windows as I go. Switch to wide angle here. Cutting out the windows as I go. I'm about to the extent that the lift is going to reach me right now. So I'm going to go ahead and come back through and do my sealing and my taping and everything. Man, these squash bugs this year are just horrible. They're everywhere. Hope they're not laying eggs in my wood or something. Anyways, gotta come back and tape and then seal all the nail holes. So you can see over there the pink stuff. That's that fiber, rubberized fiber stuff that I've been using on the windowsills, things like that. You can kind of see what I've been doing there. Catching the corners that often leak, and then down a little further you can see I went ahead and taped over it, and I also went ahead and put more of that liquid flashing in the corners. So hope that works pretty good. But I've got this little section left to do on this end, which I'm thinking is about, let's see, about four pieces and a scrap maybe. So I want to try and get that done. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and seal this up and then move the trailer, or move the lift, and then start getting the last end up, and then I'll switch over to the other side over there to finish up the east side of the house. I worked on that yesterday. I just got a little bit more to do. As you can hear, I'm sure you can hear the wind. It's quite annoying trying to put these panels up and getting blown around. Okay, I'll do a quick overview before I get started this morning of what I've gotten done and then what I plan to work on today. Pretty much all the sheeting. So you have sheeting and you have sheathing. They're the same thing. Sheeting and sheathing. So they're interchangeable. Anyways, what I've got here is I've already got this side all done up and did the side of that beam up there. I plan on casing that in probably rough cedar, something along those lines. But for right now, I've just got to get it locked in. And I have that little ledge. I don't know if you can see there or not. Got a little ledge there, and that goes around the whole house. You should see it down there. See a little ledge there. So that is so when I put on my roofing, which is what I'm going to start on today, I'll have a little ledge that it'll rest against before I nail it in. So I'm going to do, if I can get over here real quick. So the rafters are all pretty straight. The trusses are not. They wave all over the dang place. We've got that board on top. That's pretty much just there to, so you can see that board that runs along the top. That's just there to tack them in place. But if you look at this one right there, you can see that it bows. And that one looks pretty straight. That one looks pretty straight, but some of these bow pretty bad. So when they're bowed like that, I got to try and straighten them out. And I got a bunch of 20-foot 2x4s that came yesterday, and I was going to feed them in there and then tack them up from the bottom and space those out. But I covered my ends up yesterday with sheeting, so I really have no way to get them in there anymore, at least not at 20 foot. So if I do that, I'm going to have to cut them down. The other option would be to basically straighten them as I go. The problem with that is that the insulation is not strong enough to hold them in place. Anyways, the plan to start here, insulate down, and then start sheeting it. Hopefully I can get most of the, I like to get at least halfway. Once I get going, it should go pretty quick. I haven't finished the windows or the rafters on the other side yet. I gotta finish this window right here still, and then I can start finishing the rafters between these 2 points, and then I'll be ready to go ahead and get all the roof sheeting and everything on. But I get doing this. It's a gorgeous day. We had a front come through and it was 55 degrees last night in August. Today's August 4th. It's just awesome. Now next week it's going to be back up to 96 and just ridiculous, but the last couple days have been great. It was 80 yesterday, the high is 80 today. Lows have been in the 60s. Last night was 55. It's just right now just beautiful. We can walk around naked all day out here. Anyways, time to get to work. Putting my sheets up here, and just excited to get some of them up. And my plan was to basically set a 2x4 in here, which would shift everything up 3.5 inches, and that would give me that little nailing strip I wanted for when I put on the soffit. Forgot to do that. So anyways, I'm just going to roll with it, and I'll probably screw and nail the crap out of that soffit to keep it on there. But hopefully this won't bite me in the butt how I didn't leave that exposed, but I don't know, we'll see. So monopoly framing, or monopoly sheeting, or whatever you want to call it, I guess it goes back to the framing, is basically where you don't have a soffit. So I'll seal this edge up, and then the same thing here, I'll seal this, will all be sealed up too. So it's a way to prevent any air gaps or anything getting into the attic space. So I'm going to have a conditioned attic, and the whole envelope of the house will be sealed off, is the idea. So typically when you have a soffit hanging out there, it leaves exposure for air to get into the house. So doing it this way, you're 100% sealed off. So we'll see how that goes. I got my nice little safety gear on today. I don't know if I'll use it. I'm kind of a monkey. It's probably good to have. I haven't had to get out of the bucket. This is a 12x12 pitch, which is a 45-degree angle. Ooh, that wind's blowing. So I'm not planning on stepping out of the bucket at all anyways. I went ahead and put it on just in case. Sometimes I do stupid stuff, like sheeting in the wind. Looking down on my work, we got about half of this side done, so I'll definitely be able to finish the other half tomorrow. And then tomorrow Wednesday, we got rain Thursday night and slight chance on Thursday, so if I can get that done tomorrow, get everything sealed and buttoned up, and then maybe on Thursday see if I can't get up to the peak and start working this way before the weather hits, and then I'll just try and waterproof it the best I can. So of course my concern is the way it is now, if we got a rain, water would run down, get between the insulation and the sheeting. The back side of the sheeting is not protected, so my concern is that it would rot out the back of the sheeting. I may be overly concerned about it, I don't know, but it's been a long day. I got this whole lower section of the roof done. And my mom came out and mowed. Came out, hopped on the tractor, and went to town. This place is now not a forest anymore. But anyways, got this section done. The rain chances seem to be going down, so I'm still gonna try and start working on this upper section tomorrow. There's a chance of rain in the afternoon and rain overnight, so we'll see how far I can get on that. But all these sheets are up. I guess it maybe took a little longer than I had hoped for, but assess yourself. Takes time. So anyways, it's scooting along. I'm still a little worried how this is going to go tomorrow. You can see this one's bowed out. Can't tell on that one. But I also know that a lot of these aren't level either. So the plan is basically to maybe pop this board off, cut come down closer to the center, or maybe just start the new board down closer to the center, and then straighten everything out for 20 feet. Get down my insulation, get down a couple of sheets. The sheets will hold it in place, pop that board off, and then move up, something along those lines. It's going to be very tedious. The only other thing I can think of to do, these boards down here, I laid those in. There's 3 of them across the span there. I laid those down and then nailed them all 16 inches on center. But because I put the end caps on, I can't slide those in there anymore. So I could maybe come down to 10 foot and slide them in that way, I guess. And then I would come in probably on this, I don't know if you can see or not, this webbing that comes down. Make everything 16 inches there, 16 at the top, and 16 on the other side of the webbing. So I could do that, I guess, if I broke everything down, maybe 10-foot pieces, and slid them up in there. So I suppose if I do that, I could plan on just getting all these evened out tomorrow, and that would take up the full day. And then I wouldn't have to worry about trying to start on something and then having a storm come in. The top side of this, the lip is kind of over the top of the insulation. I'm not as concerned as I was about rain getting in there now. There's a couple spots down there that may be, but I'm really not over concerned, at least not as much as I was earlier. But all the rain should flow right over. So you can see in the Monopoly style of framing here is that there's a complete seam here. It's completely sealed up, so I don't have a soffit there. If anyone knows in a soffit, you can kind of see right here where that framing, I don't have that on there because I have to build the roof out over that window once I figure out how I'm doing that. But you can see all those gaps in there and all the studs and the rafters and stuff coming down. It's very difficult to air seal around everything there. So the way this is, this is, there's my finger, it's all sealed up airtight. When I put the roof on, it'll be all sealed up airtight over that ledge too. I just don't know quite what I'm doing with it. So that's why I left it open, but you can see how much more efficient this method is. The overhang is scheduled to be 18 inches. And I'll just have to screw it on really good so it doesn't fall apart. I gotta seal up this side of that window too. Little things here and there, never ends, but we're getting there. Hopefully in 3 weeks or so we'll be putting the roof on, the shingles on, and then hopefully the week after that we'll be putting the panels on. It'll be great to get power out here.